So before this video starts, I'd just like to ask you guys to check out the trick shot video that is in the outro for this video, and also it will be the first thing linked in the description. This video is being used as a fundraiser for my basketball team, and it will help us an awful lot. I'm not asking anyone to donate, but just to even watch this video to try get as many views as possible, because every cent that's made from this video is going to be going to our team. And there's some insane trick shots, you can see some of them here. And to see an entire more minute of insane trick shots, check out the link in the description. So anyway, now let's get on to the video. So I saw a video from Ant-Man of his top 5 most wanted cards in NBA 2K17. So anyway, I'm going to leave a link to his video also in the description. That's where I got this idea from. But I'm going to give my top 5 cards that I want to see at some stage in NBA 2K17. Like 2K are releasing an awful lot of cards that we wanted to see in those team packs. Like there's been 2 Chris Webbers already. They've got Charles Barkley, and there's 5 players that I want to see, either cards that aren't in the game or cards that are in the game, and I just want to see other versions of these cards. So at number 5 we have got Kyle Korver from 2014-2015. Why this card's in it? It was the year he was an all-star. He averaged 12 points a game, which I know doesn't seem like much, but he did average that, shooting nearly 50% from 3 and playing extremely good team defense for an Atlanta Hawks team that won 60 games and actually finished ahead of Cleveland that year. So he had an extremely good year, and the main reason why I want to see this card is because of his all-star card in NBA 2K15. If a card similar to that comes out with key stats of 99 standing shot 3 as well as a 99 contested shot 3 and I don't know, maybe a 90 off dribble shot 3, this card is just going to be cheese, and is the main reason why I want to use this card. If 2K do decide to release this card, it'll probably be in the next week. You never know, maybe if it's an all-star pack coming out on Tuesday, maybe a card like this will be in it. Maybe it'll have something stupid like on a first time all-stars, I don't know. But I don't think this card's going to be released. I think there's going to be enough Kyle Korvers because he's currently in the NBA, but if it is released, I think it'll be within the next week. Next up we have got the 06-07 Baron Davis. Yes, this season probably wasn't his best regular season. The year after he had probably a better regular season, but in 2006-2007 he still shot 48% from the field, only shot 30% from 3, which was not great. Still averaged 20.1 points per game and 8.1 assists per game. Those stats are extremely good. He wasn't even an all-star that year, which is a little bit of a surprise, but he was competing with people like Steve Nash, Tony Parker, Kobe Bryant and Tracy McGrady for those guard positions. But this year he had an exceptional playoffs. This was the year where his 8-seeded Golden State Warriors beat the Dallas Mavericks, who were the favourites to win the NBA championship in the first round. He averaged 25.3 points per game in the playoffs, which is extremely good, as well as 6.5 assists. And if any of you are old enough to remember how good Baron Davis was in the old games, Baron Davis's game translated really well to video games. It was probably going to have stats like, I don't know, an 85 to 90 dunk. For some reason, 2K are probably going to give him maybe an 82 or 83 shot 3, which I'll be happy with if he comes into the game. And stats like, I don't know, like 95 passing, vision, stuff like that. But this card is going to be extremely fun to play with if it happens to come into the game. I don't think it will, because I think if 2K wanted to release, they would have by now, but I'm still living in hope that Baron Davis comes into the game. If 2K were to release this card, I actually have a feeling that it's going to be a challenge card. Yes, when the playoffs start, I have a feeling it's going to be a challenge card, and it's going to be something like beat the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, which is going to be the Golden State Warriors, and if you win, you get a Baron Davis. I have a feeling that 2K may put something like that, and if they do, it'll be great, especially when the game's getting a little bit dull around playoff time. At number 3 we've got Lamar Odom, and I'm giving him a Ruby card because in the 2010-2011 season he did win 6th Man of the Year, averaging 14.4 points per game, shooting 53% from the field and 38% from 3, which is exceptional, as well as averaging 3 rebounds and 9 assists per game. Why I want to use this card in game is because more and more 2K is basically, if you're big and can handle the ball, the card is going to be good. I think this card is going to be very like the Ben Simmons card, except it's going to be able to shoot. and shoot really well, which is going to make this card exceptional if it gets added into the game. To be honest, I cannot see it being added. But with stats which will probably be around, I don't know, like 85 to 90 shot 3, maybe 89, 90 ball control, something like 75, 80 speed, as well as something similar speed with ball. This card is going to be exceptional, absolutely exceptional if it comes into the game, especially with the fact that Lamar Odom was 6'10" and handled the ball and passed the ball like he was a point guard. And if this card was to be put in the game, I think it will be in the theme packs. I would not be surprised if 2K run out of ideas, and especially towards near the end of the season, where they start releasing 6th Man of the Year theme packs. That'll actually be, to be honest, that'll be a really fun pack to use. Imagine if they gave 6th Man of the Year cards like a Jamal Crawford, giving him an Amethyst card, giving J.R. Schmidt a Ruby. Those cards would be really fun to use. And if Lamar Odom is in that collection, it would be great. Next up, we have got Brandon Roy, who was one of my favourite players when I was younger. Brandon Roy was exceptional for the Portland Trail Blazers, and to be honest, giving him a 92 overall might be slightly overrating him. It might be a little bit of nostalgia, but that's what I think he deserves. He was on the track to being, I don't know, possibly the best 2-guard in basketball. Who knows if he wasn't injured. In 2009, in his 3rd year in the league, his last full season before he got that meniscus tear, he averaged 22.6 points per game, shot 48% from the field, and shot 38% from 3, which is really, really good. As well as this, he averaged 5.1 assists per game. Brandon Roy was just an absolutely incredible player. And also, he stepped up big time when it mattered, including the 2009 playoffs where he averaged 26.7 points per game. Brandon Roy was just incredible. He was a big time player, he stepped up when his team needed him, and who knows, he could have been like a 5 or 6 time All-Star at least by now if he wasn't injured. He was one of the best 2-guards in the game. I don't know why I have his card as a point guard, but he was one of the best 2-guards in the game a couple of years ago. That's just a pity that his career was shortened due to injury. To be honest, I can't actually see any way in which 2K are going to add this card into the game. They may have done it for the Drop in 50 collection, but right now I can't see 2K doing it. It's a shame, but unless they release a weird event and decide to put Brandon Roy in it, or chuck him in some team pack just for the sake of it, I can't see Brandon Roy being put in the game, especially with the way they have to go out of their way to get him because he's not a current NBA player. And the number 1 player that I'd like to see in NBA 2K17 is a guarantee to not be in it. But it is one of the greatest basketball players of all time, possibly top 5, and one of Kobe Bryant's idols, and it's Oscar Schmidt. If you have never heard of this guy, he's best known for scoring 47 points in the Pan Am Games against Team USA and beating them. A team with David Robinson on it, he scored 47 points and beat them. He's the all-time leading scorer in the Olympics, and he averaged 41.9 points per game in the 1988 Olympics, which is absolutely incredible. He was the Italian League top scorer 7 times, as well as being the Brazilian League top scorer 8 times. And do you want to know what age he was when he was the top scorer in the Brazilian League for the last time? He was 45 years old. He played until he was 45. He had a professional career from 1974 to 2003. Oscar Schmidt is the top scorer in basketball history and was put into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2013. Oscar Schmidt could have been a top 5 player had he played in the NBA, but he didn't want it because it would have meant him not being allowed to play in the Olympics. If 2K could find a way to get Oscar Schmidt in the game, it would be absolutely incredible. They won't. They definitely will not. This guy will not be in the game. But that doesn't change the fact that out of every player, this is the card I want to see the most in NBA 2K17. So anyway, that's the video. Go check out Ant-The-Man's video. He has another top 5 list where he's 5 different players. Actually, I think Brandon Roy's an overlap, but he has completely different players, different perspective. So yeah, I got my idea from him. So check out his channel, subscribe to him. And remember to watch that trick shot video. It's a really good video. If you can go there, leave a like, it would be greatly appreciated. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
With all the things that's going on, I lost track, I felt so strong.